Back at Fort Morgan High School, we're at halftime. The Fort Morgan boys tied with the Warriors from Frederick. 32-32 our score at halftime. The girls team is on the road at Frederick tonight, and both teams will be in Brush tomorrow night for a doubleheader that will carry right here on B106. John Beltran will be at the mic, and so that will be 3 games in the opening week of January here for the Mustangs.
Yeah, and it's like I mentioned earlier, I think it's great for them to come out and see the Mustangs come out and kind of hit it off with a bang and play solid all the way through. As I got a chance to talk to Coach Unrein coming out of the locker room, he said he was pleased with his team's performance. Got a little sloppy at the end, but he said we're learning. We've never been up by 10 or 12 at times. And he said we're going to give up these runs, but we're going to continue to play strong and hopefully win this basketball game.
And that's a good point. When you're not used to playing ahead like that, you need to learn that, and that will be one of the lessons that they'll take from tonight. Let's see if they can continue to build those leads. The Warriors, I believe their biggest lead of the night has been a point, and the Mustangs have led by 8 a couple of times and by 10 before the Warriors came back. Fort Morgan will have the opening possession of the second half. They will be going right to left and working offensively in front of their own bench here on the left end of the floor. A shot from just inside the arc by McConnell is no good. Snyder with the follow-up, good. So TJ Snyder continuing to do the Windex act, clean wipe that window clean, and he put it back, and he's in double figures, and the Mustangs have the lead quickly here in the second half. Now Fort Morgan is going to be called for their first team foul. They had very few fouls in the first half, and that is whistled on Nevin McConnell. Now 3-point attempt, no good. That's by Nathan Harrison, who's connected on 3 of those tonight. Mustangs with the rebound, but they can't handle the ball on the way down the floor, and they throw it out of bounds. So quickly a turnover to start the half for the Mustangs. Just underway here in the third period. Fort Morgan leading Frederick 34-32. Lucas Adams drives the paint, and he connects to retie the score 34-34. Mustangs working against a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Aaron Anderson drives into the paint, kicks it out to McConnell. McConnell cross court to Garver. Garver has trouble hanging on to it, gets it back. Up to Lopez up high, back to Garver left wing. Down low to Aaron Anderson on the left baseline. Now Garver from 3. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound ripped down by McConnell. Back to Garver, who drives the paint, loses the handle, gets it back, kicks it out to Anderson. Anderson on the left wing. One dribble to the left baseline. Swish!
Nice shot by Aaron Anderson. Good patience by the Mustangs offense, so wait for that shot to open up.
Puts the Mustangs ahead 36-32. At the other end in the paint, shot no good by Bros. Mustangs with the rebound. Aaron Anderson with that rebound. He was honored this afternoon as the Fort Morgan High School Student of the Month by the Fort Morgan Lions Club. Anderson with the ball, a couple left-handed dribbles up from the left side. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound to the Warriors. And they break the pressure across the timeline. Now they reset their offense. Up high, now dribbling into the paint is Martinez. He goes all the way down the lane. A little off-balance shot. Snyder with the rebound. Fort Morgan leading by 2. 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter, and a Warrior foul in the backcourt. That is on Gomez? First team foul in the half on the Warriors. Check that. That's Bros with his first foul. Both teams with one team foul showing on the board here in the second half. Fort Morgan with a 2-point lead with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. McConnell dribbles it left-handed across the timeline, pulls up in the paint, kicks it out to Anderson. Outside the arc, up to Garver, back to Anderson, who's setting the offense. He's way up high on the top of the key, and now he is fouled as he tries to drive to the right side. Second foul in the half on the Warriors. Looks like that's on Ryan Miller. His second. Anderson will throw it in from the far sideline. Mustangs with a 2-point lead. Garver works off a Snyder pick. Now to the give and go. Snyder in the paint. Now kicks it out to Lopez from 3. Good! Leo Lopez who scored a three-pointer to start the first half, has one early here in the second half, and the Mustang lead back to 5. Warriors on offense. Have almost swatted away by Garver. Now Martinez dribbles it to the left side, swings it to Brose. Brose gets it down low and pass off to Harrison, whose shot is too hard. Anderson with the rebound for the Mustangs. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Garver penetrates the paint, kicks it out to Anderson just inside the arc. It almost climbs over the rim, but rolls off. Warriors rebound, no good. The Mustangs continue to lead by 5, just under 5 to play. A long two-step drive through the lane by Brose, and he lays it up and in, 39-36. Mustangs by 3. 4:42 left to go in the third quarter. Anderson picks up his dribble on the right wing. He's double-teamed and tied up. Alternating possession arrow will give the ball over to the Warriors. Turnover Mustangs. 39-36. And let's see. The Mustangs are going to, Leo Lopez is going to play a little pressure in the backcourt. But other than that, the Mustangs fall back in their half of the, in the forecourt. A drive along the paint is good by Nathan Harrison. He has 13 points and he's going to the line. And that foul is on Aaron Anderson, his third. So just a little bit of foul trouble there. And Aaron Mendez is going to replace not Anderson, but McConnell. Anderson's going to stay in there with 3. Tony Zwetzig's going to check in. And now Anderson will come and have a seat on the bench. 4:24 to go in the third quarter. Let a few minutes burn off with those 3 fouls and let him maybe get a little rest on the bench as well. 2 team fouls apiece here in the second half. And at the free throw line will be Harrison. His shot is no good. And the Mustangs with the rebound. Ahead to Zwetzig. A nice feed there from Lopez and a bucket for Zwetzig. Both of his have been at the end of a fast break, and the Mustangs back up by 5, 41-36. We approach the 4-minute mark here in the quarter. Shot is up, no good by Harrison, and Snyder cleans the boards again. Mendez is going to be whistled for a travel. That's kind of a tough call. I'm not sure he really had a good handle on the ball when he was called for traveling. Turnover to the Warriors.
I think he had just come down with that ball, and that's a tough call to make, but it is what it is, and the Mustangs will have to regroup and just come back with it.
Exactly 4 minutes left to play in the third quarter, 41-38. Mustangs up by 3. They've led by as many as 5 here in the second half. They've led by as many as 10 here in the game in the second quarter. Now the Warriors have it stolen away. That's Snyder. He's got one man he's driving against, and they gets it off to Mendez. And they're going to, a late whistle. They're going to call that on Snyder. There was a collision. I think it's a good call, but it was a very late whistle as Snyder had fed it off to Mendez. He realized he was in trouble and tried to get rid of it, but he was called for the offensive foul. That's his second personal. Another turnover on the Mustangs, and they lead still by 3. Warriors, meanwhile, at the other end, work it through the paint, and a turnaround move on the baseline by Adams. Nice move, but he's not able to convert. Mustangs with the rebound. That's Snyder again with the rebound. And at the other end, Zwetzig, we've seen him do that 3 times tonight. Finish off the fast break with a bucket, and the Mustangs back up by 5, 43-38. 3:10 left to go in the third quarter. Now Adams again in the paint, and he connects. He's in double figures for the Warriors, and they pulled back to within 3. Really nice game here tonight. The Mustangs plagued by some turnovers, but they are able to continue to maintain the lead. 43-40. Zwetzig signals a play with a thumb down. He swings it to the left side. Now Snyder from the top of the key. Off the back of the rim, no good. Mendez with the follow-up, and in and out and back in. Aaron Mendez with his first bucket of the night, and extends the Mustang lead back to 5, 45-40. Warriors think about a three-pointer. Now they kick it outside to Brose. Brose loses the handle. The ball is in the backcourt, but last touched by a Mustang, so it's not a turnover. The Warriors get to reset their offense. 2:25 to go. Now they turn it over. Snyder picks it up off the floor and throws it away. So both teams get a turnover. Now an off-balance drive into the paint And that's Brose, who's only on the JV roster, but he has a couple of buckets here and pull the Warriors back to within 3. 2:04 left to go in the third quarter. It was 32-32 at halftime, and now it's 45-42 with just over 2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Mustangs really kind of got panicked there, and Frederick started pressing, and Fort Morgan started to turn the ball over. That's always scary when you get you in those situations.
So Zwetzik has the ball at the top of the key. He's going to set the offense. Left side to Garver. Man-to-man defense being played by the Warriors. Now they're kind of running a shuffle up high. Zwetzik on the left wing, and the Warriors playing pretty tight pressure here on this defensive possession for Frederick. Now a kick out to Snyder, who almost traveled, goes to the hoop and drives the baseline and converts. Snyder with 12 points on the night. 47-42. Mustangs up by 5, and a fast break by the Warriors. And Dylan Hall finishes that up with his first bucket of the night, and the Warriors are back to within 3, 47-44. They're pressing a three-quarter court press and forces a Mustang turnover. TJ Snyder telling the official that he thought he was shoved on that play, but the ball goes out of bounds back over to the Warriors. Garver's going to take a rest. Nevin McConnell checks back in. Scott Baker will come in on the next whistle. Warriors driving the paint. Right-handed layup from the left side by Lucas Adams. He has 6 in the quarter, and the Warriors are back to within 1. Long pass ahead to Schneider at the half court. He gets ahead to Mendez. Nice pass and a bucket by Aaron Mendez. Mustangs back up by 3. Final minute of the third quarter. Beautiful pass there by TJ Schneider. Driving the lane again is Adams. Adams off balance. Follow-up is swatted away by Schneider. That follow-up by Hall was blocked out of bounds by Snyder. The Warriors will retain possession. Schneider's going to get a rest as Baker checks back in for the Mustangs. 43 seconds to go in the third quarter. Mustangs up by 3. Warriors working at the left to right in front of their own bucket, and they turn it over. Zwetzik to Lopez, who penetrates the paint, gets it off to Baker, and Baker is going to go to the free throw line. So the Mustangs continuing to maintain a lead, 49-46, and Scott Baker will be at the line to shoot 2. He missed a couple in the first half. He could extend the lead back to 5 here with a pair of free throws. The first one is off the front of the rim, no good. Nash Bledsoe will check in and replace Leo Lopez for the Mustangs. T.O. Charlie's is a great place to visit for the used vehicle, car, or truck that you might need. They are right across the street from Safeway, and the second bucket or free throw is good by Scott Baker. 50-46, 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Mustangs with a 4-point lead. Warriors working against a man-to-man defense being played by the Mustangs. Scott Baker swatted it away, but I think he swatted it away with his left hand, but his right hand was on the back of the Warrior, and he's called with the foul.
A lot of late whistles here coming in, but it's good to see the officiating going both ways, as I've heard groans from both sides of the crowds.
Well, those late whistles, a lot of times they're just waiting to see if there was an actual advantage gained. If that pass, for example, had gone right back to the Warriors, they might not have called that foul, but the Mustangs gained an advantage, and that's a pretty good officiating technique. There's 15 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Warriors down by 4. They're going to throw it in front of their own bench. Have a little bit of trouble getting it in. Now they do. 3-point attempt is off. No good. That was by Burgess, and the rebound in the corner. The Warriors, Christian Martinez saved it off of a Mustang. Out of bounds, so the Warriors will throw it in with 8.3 seconds to go in the quarter, and the Mustangs leading by 4. See if they can get a stop here and take a lead into the fourth quarter. 3 seconds left. The Warriors lose the handle, have it out by the timeline. A 30-footer to end the quarter is no good. A follow-up came after the buzzer. Fort Morgan leads it by 4 after 3 quarters of play. It's Fort Morgan 50, Frederick 46. Back after this on B106. 3 quarters in the books, 1 stanza left to play here at Fort Morgan High School. The Mustangs will have the opening possession of the 4th quarter. They have a 4-point lead. They're working left to right in the bucket in front of their bench. And neither team has had a lead at the end of any quarter. We were tied at the end of the first quarter, tied at halftime. And the Mustangs with a 4-point lead here with 8 minutes left to go in the ball game. The Warriors swatted out of bounds. The Mustangs will throw it in from their own in front of their own bench. Frederick will be playing man-to-man. The Mustangs working a 3-guard shuffle up high. Snyder sets a pick for Lopez. And now back to Snyder, who converts. So a nice give and go there. And Snyder has 14 points on the night. The Mustangs with their biggest lead of the second half, leading it by 6. Drive in the paint is no good by Hall. Rebound on the floor and a foul on the rebound.
Looks like it might go against... I'm not sure why that's going against the Mustangs there.
I don't think it is.
Oh, it's not. They're going to call it a... What did they call that? Did they call that a foul?
The Mustangs are going to be working against full court pressure. That foul was on Dalton Hall, his second, 4th team foul. Both teams have 4 fouls. The Mustangs break the pressure. Lopez gets it across the timeline, lobs it up for Snyder, who converts. It wasn't an alley-oop slam, but it was pretty. And Snyder has a couple of buckets here in the opening minute of the 4th quarter. The Mustangs lead it by 8. The Warriors miss the shot. Anderson with the rebound for the Mustangs. He's got it ahead to McConnell. McConnell from behind the arc. I'm sorry, that's Bledsoe, and his shot is no good, and it goes out of bounds. The Mustangs will retain possession. 54-46. Fort Morgan with their biggest lead of the second half. And the Warriors are going to send in 3 new players off the bench. 6:49 to go in the ball game. See if the Mustangs can nurse this lead, as Brayden was talking to Coach Enright at halftime. Said his team doesn't have a lot of experience playing from ahead. And on the inbound pass, a nice attempt by Lopez, but can't convert. Mustang to Warriors with the rebound. At the other end, shot no good. The rebound fought for. The Warriors come up with it. A 3-point attempt from the far corner by Harrison. Rebound is on the floor. Lopez comes away with it. He's got a 1-on-2 break. Pulls it up, kicks it out to Bledsoe from the 3-point line. Misses everything. Out of bounds, saved by Anderson, actually. But the Warriors have it. And a foul in the backcourt on Lopez. That was not a good foul by the Mustangs. There wasn't a lot of contact there. But you gave the official a reason to blow the whistle.
Yeah, that extra swat that Leo tried to do going for the ball, just the official had no choice.
Well, check that. They're giving the ball to Fort Morgan. Okay, so the Mustangs have the ball, and they just say it was out of bounds. Neither team was called for a foul there, so I take that back. There wasn't much contact, apparently.
Apparently
and now the Mustangs do turn it over. They couldn't hang on. They tried to force a pass in the lane, and they turn it back over. Fort Morgan leading by 8. They've led by 8 a couple of times. They've led by as many as 10 in this ball game. Warriors drive the left baseline and try to kick it back out, and they lose the handle. Lopez dribbling the length of the floor the other way. No look pass to Anderson from 12 off the back of the rim. No good. No rebounders where that ball came down for the Mustangs. Warriors head the other direction. Mustangs are going to match up man-to-man. 5:50 to go in the ball game. Mustangs up by 8. Crossover dribble by Harrison into the lane. They kick it out to Adams. Adams drives the baseline. Now to Martinez from the arc. His shot is no good. Anderson with the rebound. He's almost fouled on the rebound, but he'll bring the ball down the floor himself. Long pass ahead to Lopez. Lopez drives the right baseline. Kicks it out to Garver behind the arc. No good. Missed everything. Follow up by McConnell. Gets his own rebound. He's outside the arc to Lopez to Garver. Garver pulls up at the top of the key. Back to Lopez. Lopez dribbles it all the way to the right side and has it knocked out of bounds. Mustangs lead 54-46 over Frederick. The girls are on the road tonight at Frederick. Both teams will play at Brush tomorrow night. Fort Morgan boys looking for their second win of the season. They're leading by 8 with just over 5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Anderson inside the arc near the top of the key. Rimming off, no good. Warriors with the rebound. Quick outlet pass and a drive down the right side of the lane by Adams. Too high, and Anderson pulls down the rebound, and he's called for a travel. Tough call. The Mustang fans didn't like it. Looked like a Warrior got his hand in there. I thought the referee, we're a long ways away from that end of the floor, I thought he was going to call a foul. Called the traveling and a turnover on the Mustangs. Tony Zwetzig checks back in. Nick Garver takes a rest. Garver has 12 points in the ball game, all of them in the first half. Warriors will throw it in under their own basket. Mustangs are going to play man-to-man. Now Hall loses the handle in the paint, or Adams, and Snyder picks it up. It's ahead to McConnell. McConnell pulls up at the free throw line. Swish! The 15-footer for Nevin McConnell. He has 10 he has his first bucket of the second half, and the Mustangs have a 10-point lead, 56-46. But now there's a bucket by the Warriors. Oh, right after the bucket was made. So they pulled it within 8, 56-48, with 4.5 minutes left to go in the game. Back after this on B106. Fort Morgan with a 8-point lead, 56-48. They've led by as many as 10 here in the fourth quarter. They had a 10-point lead in the second quarter, but the Warriors have been close the rest of the way. The Mustangs have extended that lead it now by 8, and we'll see what they can do in the final 4:27. Brayden, the Mustangs have done a much better job of taking care of the ball here in the second half.
They have, and they've done a much better job of keeping Frederick contained. This is something I haven't heard in a long time, as the Mustang fans are stomping their feet. They're getting loud. They are into this game, and that is great to see for Fort Morgan basketball. The
Warriors are going to pick up three-quarter court. The Mustangs will throw it in from under the Frederick basket. Mustangs still have it in the backcourt. The pass gets it ahead to Lopez. Lopez right side. Now a kick is called on the Warriors. So the Mustangs will throw it in from the far sideline. Mustangs 1-7 on the season, looking for their second win. And here in the first week of January, another ball game tomorrow night. Anderson on the right corner, takes a couple dribbles, kicks it out to McConnell. McConnell up high, picks up his dribble, now gets it to Anderson on the left wing. We approach the 4-minute mark to go in the game. Anderson drives the paint himself, and it's good, and he's going to the line. Took two big steps in the lane, was able to scoop it in. He has 9 points and can go into double figures with the free throw here if he can convert. Mustangs back up by 10. If he makes this free throw, it'll be the biggest lead by either team tonight. Warriors have only led by 1. Mustangs lead by 10, and that's where it's going to stay for now, 58-48 as the free throw misses. Exactly 4 minutes left to go in this ball game. Mustangs with a 10-point lead. Now working the right baseline is Harrison. He's up against McConnell. Now out on the right wing, guarded by Snyder. Now it's Brose, who came in off the JV roster, and he's scored a few points tonight. And now a three-point attempt is good by Harrison. He had 3 of those in the first half. That's his first one here. At the other end, McConnell drives the baseline, but he's going to go to the free throw line and shoot 2.
That was a good move by McConnell, as he saw Frederick setting up to try and get that charge, and McConnell just sidestepped him and drew the contact. So now he'll go to the line and try and get 2 free ones.
So Harrison's second personal foul. 6th team foul on the Warriors, so the Mustangs will get to shoot every foul from here on in, of course, other than offensive fouls. And the first free throw by McConnell is good. That makes it an 8-point lead, 59-51, and the second free throw is also good. So McConnell capitalizes on that for a pair of free throws, and the lead back up to 9. 3.5 minutes left to go in this ball game. Now Adams drives into the lane and off the glass and in from the right side of the lane. Lucas Adams with 8 in the half, 14 in the game, and a 7-point lead. The Mustangs are having a little trouble breaking the pressure. They need to get it across the timeline. Lopez ahead to McConnell with no dribbles and lays it in. Beautiful play by McConnell. And on that pass from Lopez, and the Mustangs up 62-53, and a 2-pointer is good by Christian Martinez, 62-55. Under 3 minutes to play. Snyder driving the right baseline, pulls up, shoots, no good, and he fouls on the rebound.
Not a smart foul to commit.
Yeah.
Right now. That's
almost a frustration foul, just really pretty much out of position to try to recover his own shot there. And that's his third personal. He's going to take a little bit of a break next to Coach Unrein on the bench.
And I'm sure a lot of adrenaline's going as the Mustangs are up 62-55. These guys, I know they're looking at the scoreboard, seeing this, and with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to play, I know their hearts are racing.
Lopez, Mendez, Anderson, Zwetzig, and McConnell on the floor right now for the Mustangs. And a foul on Fort Morgan inside the paint. They're not in the bonus yet, so Frederick will take it out of bounds, and that's the third personal foul on the second on Mendez. Sixth on on both teams, so everything else from now on will be in the bonus. 3-point attempt is well short by Martinez. Follow-up is good by Ryan Miller, and the Warriors want another timeout. So that bucket by Ryan Miller makes it 62-57. 2:24 left to go in this ball game. We'll keep it right here. The timeout is brought to you by Edwards, Right Price Market in Flowerland. Tonight's Mustang broadcast also brought to you by Platte Valley Hearing Center. They're at 417 Main Street in Fort Morgan. And talk to Dr. Keenan to hear about getting everything for your hearing at the very best. Ackley Building Center is also one of our sponsors tonight. They're at 1402 Mill Street and in Brush. Also, Premier Farm Credit brings you Mustang basketball on this Friday night. Fort Morgan has a 5-point lead. They will throw it in 94 feet from their own bucket with full court pressure being applied by the Warriors. And on the inbound pass, Frederick knocks it out of bounds. Now checking in for the Mustangs, Garver and Schneider back in. Schneider has 3 personal fouls. He rested for just a minute. Mendez and Zwetzig will sit down on the bench. 2:23 left to go in this ball game. The Warriors are going to press full court. Anderson is dribbling one-on-one, gets it across the timeline, driving the right side, and now McConnell from the right corner. 3-point attempt is no good. Rebound pulled down by Bros for the Warriors. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the ball game. Mustangs up by 5. Adams, top of the key, swings it right side. 3-point attempt, a long three-pointer is short by Bros, and the Mustangs ahead quickly. Garver, layup, and good! Nice play by Garver. Who got that assist, Brayden?
It looks like it was going to be Leo Lopez.
And a nice play to extend the lead to 7. 1:45 left to go in the ball game. Mustangs up 64-57. Warriors thinking about three-pointers, and now a penetration into the paint. May have been a traveling they got away with, but the bucket is good by Bros. And he has 6 in the half, 64-59. 90 seconds to go in this ball game. Anderson, top of the key. Garver, outside the arc, drives to the paint. Right-handed shot from the left side, and he has put in a couple of big buckets here in the last minute. 1:20 left to go in the game. Mustangs up 66-59. They get it turnover. Anderson ahead to Lopez. Lopez at the other end is fouled hard, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
That's borderline flagrant, as I just watched the officials say something to him, try telling him to just cool it off. It was a little unnecessary.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit rough, but nothing that would warrant an extra penalty, but maybe some extra words there. Lopez will be at the free throw line to shoot 2 on the shooting foul. Mustangs up 66-59 with 1:12 to go, and Lopez not able to convert on the first free throw. Every point precious here as we head to the final minute. 66-59. Mustangs have led by as many as 10, and now the second free throw is good. Makes it a 9-point lead. Clock starts at 1:12 as the Warriors let it roll and then pick it up. 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound fought for. Who's the foul going to be on? Anderson and Miller were fighting for the rebound, and the foul is on the Warriors. So it'll be a 1-1 at the other end for Aaron Anderson. And that's the 4th personal foul on Ryan Miller. No, the 5th now they say. So he is out. Ryan Miller will sit on the bench with 12 points. And his 5th foul disqualifies him for the final 1:05 of this ball game. Mustangs up by 8 Aaron Anderson will be at the free throw line. He's 1 for 2 from the line tonight.
And that's a big advantage for the Mustangs, too, as Miller's been all over down low in the paint, and that should be a nice advantage for the Mustangs.
Ryan Miller's a 6'2 junior, and he picks up his 5th foul. It's the 8th team foul on the Warriors here in the second half, 6 on the Mustangs. First free throw is off the back of the rim, no good. That was a 1-and-1, and the Mustangs get the rebound. Anderson driving the right baseline, and he's fouled again as he makes a move toward the hoop. He'll be at the line for a 1-and-1 again. This will be the final 1-and-1 of the night for the Mustangs. After this, it'll be 2 shots the rest of the way, and we have 59.7 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter, and that free throw misses everything. So that goes over to the Warriors. They'll get to throw it in under the basket. Mustangs are going to pick up in the front court in the final minutes, leading in the final 1 minute, 67-59, and a drive of the lane by Christian Martinez, puts it up with his right hand from the left side, and he cuts the lead to 6, 67-61, and the Warriors call yet another timeout. That's got to be close to their last timeout because they burned at least a couple in the first half.
And they started early in the second half, just calling them right away early in the third quarter, and then they started calling them with about 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So you would have to think they've got to be getting close to their last one.
The Mustangs have a 6-point lead with 51.4 seconds to go. The game tonight is brought to you in part by B&B Appliance in downtown Fort Morgan. You can find them at 502 Ensign. They're the place to shop for all your appliance needs. They'll help you pick it out. They'll bring it to your house, and they'll take the old one away, which is all very handy. You can find B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign, and they're a member of the Brand Source Retail Program. Both teams are staying in their huddle. The officials have said, okay, it's time to come on out and let's play the final 51.4 of this game. The Mustangs leading by 6. We were tied at halftime. The Fort Morgan lead at the end of 3 quarters was 4 points. They've got a 6-point lead now, and they will throw it in under the Frederick bench, and Frederick will put full court man-to-man pressure on. Anderson's going to throw it in from the baseline. His 4 teammates are lined up, free throw line extended, and they're all being guarded man-to-man, except Anderson is not being guarded. They have Bros playing safety near the half-court line. Still haven't given Aaron Anderson the ball to put it in play. Now they're about to give it to him. The official says you do have the run of the baseline after that made basket. He's looking, gets it into McConnell. McConnell is fouled in the backcourt. And, that's too bad. A technical foul just called on the Warriors player Dalton Hall. Thought he had played that ball cleanly, kind of slapped his hands, may have said something, and that's going to result in a technical foul. He's upset about that call. And
that's sad because he's still throwing his arms at the official, and that's just something you don't need to do. That's classless basketball.
And now, so first we'll have the technical. It was just some frustration there, I think. He thought he had gotten it cleanly. It's a close game, 50 seconds to go. And Nevin McConnell will shoot the free throws, and then we'll have the foul that was in the backcourt. So the first technical free throw is no good. The second one is also no good. They were both in and out. That was for the technical. Now Nick Garver will be at the free throw line. He'll get to shoot 2 for the double bonus. And the Mustangs could really use these free throws. 6 points is not a lot with 50 seconds to go. And that first free throw by Garver is no good. So the Mustangs have gone 0 for 3. And Garver has 1 more to go here. And it is good. So that makes it 68-61. The Mustangs will also retain possession. They will throw it in at the half-court line with 50 seconds exactly left to play and a 7-point lead. Pass from McConnell into Lopez, who makes the bucket, and he is fouled. That was a nice play. Leo Lopez cutting along the far sideline, and McConnell found him. Lopez converted it into a layup, and he will go to the line to shoot a free throw with a 9-point lead. Are they going to call that an intentional foul? They're going to say it was.
To be.
The Warriors coach is upset about that. I didn't see that as a intentional or flagrant, but it means that will be 2 free throws and the Mustangs will get the ball back.
And I have to agree with you there. I didn't see anything out of the ordinary with that. It just looks like 2 players fighting for a ball game, and that's just adrenaline and 2 players going all out to compete.
Okay, so Lopez, who had that bucket, gets a couple of free throws. Not just one as you'd normally have, but because it was ruled intentional, the penalty for that is 2 free throws. Converts on the first. That makes it a 10-point lead. And the second one is also good, the biggest lead of the night for the Mustangs, 72-61 with 47 seconds to go. And Fort Morgan, because it was an intentional foul, will get the ball back. So that's a big penalty for the Warriors.
It's a good momentum shift for the Mustangs. If any momentum was swaying towards the Warriors, it's pretty much all on the Mustang sideline now.
72-61. The Mustangs up by 11 with 47 seconds to go. Anderson into Snyder. Snyder can't make it, but he is fouled. He is in the paint, went high, but he's going to be fouled and go to the free throw line.
What a great effort by all the Mustangs tonight. They're all fighting hard, and I haven't seen them give up on one play, one loose ball. It's great to see that tonight.
So TJ Snyder will shoot 2. It's the double bonus. And the first one is off the back of the rim, no good. Snyder's had a very nice night tonight. He has 16 points, and he's done a really nice job on the boards. And several of those buckets are putbacks when he did get a rebound. Second free throw is good. And the Mustangs with their biggest lead of the night as we hit the 45 seconds to go. 73-61. Fort Morgan, looking for their second victory of the season, are going to get that tonight as they get the rebound. Snyder ahead to Lopez, ahead to Garver, who lays it up too hard, and a foul on the rebound on the Mustangs. I think Snyder got called for that. And it's going to be a 1-and-1 at the other end. 28 seconds to go in the ball game. Mustangs lead it by 12. Fort Morgan was plagued by turnovers in the first half. They've had their fair share in the second half, but they've cut the turnovers about in half, and that's been the difference between the first half and the second half, in my opinion.
And the other big thing is the turnovers haven't led to Frederick points, and Mustangs have to be pleased with the way they played tonight.
Let's see, Wes Anderson, Eric Kimball, and who else is checking in?
Jacob Frick, who's just returning from an injury.
Okay, they will come in with 28 seconds left to go. At the free throw line is Brady Dill, and the Fort Morgan fans giving a well-deserved round of applause to Aaron Anderson and Nevin McConnell and TJ Snyder as they come and sit on the bench to sit out the last half minute of this ball game. Free throw by Dill is good, and it's 73-63 as he made a pair. 20 seconds to go. Mustangs with the ball. Lopez up high to, that's Kimball. Now Wes Anderson back to Kimball. 10 seconds left to go in the ball game. Wes Anderson with it to Garver. Garver, the Mustangs are just going to run out the clock. 5 seconds. The Mustangs ahead by 10, and they're just going to let the clock run out. And the buzzer sounds. Fort Morgan beats Frederick by the score of 73-63, and you can hear the fans cheering on the Mustangs for their second victory of the season. 73-63 the final. We'll be back after this to catch a post-game interview and wrap things up here on B106. Back at Fort Morgan High School, the Fort Morgan Mustangs win by the score of 73-63. We'll send it to Brayden Snyder on the sideline.
Here with TJ Snyder. TJ, what was your guys' mindset coming into this game as you knew you had a good opportunity to win this game?
Our mindset was to just show that we're working hard in practice and to work hard on the court and hope it comes out our way, and it did.
And you had a huge night, not only shooting the ball but also cleaning up the boards as you were all over. What propelled you to go all out tonight?
We were desperate for a win tonight, and it's just we really wanted to come out and show the crowd and everyone in this town that we're working hard. And so I felt like I wanted to lead the team and get boards.
And that's exactly what you did. Congratulations on the win tonight, TJ.
Thank you.
We'll move we'll move over here to Coach Unrein. Coach, we talked at halftime about your team not knowing how to win and play with a lead. Your team came out with a 10-point lead. How does that feel as a coach?
Feels good. I mean, we were in desperate need of a win tonight, and so anytime you can get a win when you're 1-7, it feels really good. And so we get to enjoy it tonight, but we're back at work tomorrow, and hopefully we can make it a streak by winning another one.
And with the rivalry game, how do you think that'll motivate you and your team as you go into Brush tomorrow?
You know, I think it's going to be big for us. We played fast the whole time, and we were really slow against Brush last time. And so we're going to look to try to play really fast again and really get after it. You know, there towards the end, most people probably would have tried to hold it, but we found out that doesn't work for us and that we're going to go with it. And we missed some shots down the stretch that cost us the game. It cost us the game. But the kids did good, and we missed 2 free throws, which we can't have against Brush tomorrow night if we plan on winning.
All right, thanks, Coach. Congratulations on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, nice job, Brayden, and thank you to Coach Unrein, and congratulations to T.J. Snyder, and he was exactly right. The Mustangs did a really nice job tonight. They win by the final score of 73-63 over the visiting Frederick Warriors, and the Mustangs pick up their second win of the season. Their first one came on the second day of the season in the second game of the that season opening tournament. So the Mustangs now 2-7. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll wrap up, give you the unofficial scoring, and recap tonight's game, where the Fort Morgan Mustangs are victorious over the Frederick Warriors in boys basketball action by the score of 73-63. Back after this on B106 and B106.com. Alec, Creighton, and Brayden Snyder back at Fort Morgan High School. Trenton Klimper in Studio B, keeping us on the air this evening. And what a fun night at Fort Morgan High School Gymnasium tonight, as the Fort Morgan boys beat Frederick by the final score of 73-63. The Mustangs jumped out to an early lead. They led by 8 in the first quarter, but the Warriors roared back and tied things up at the end of the first quarter, 16-16. The same scenario played out in the second quarter. The Mustangs built up a 10-point lead, but the Warriors came all the way back and tied it up at halftime, and we were knotted at 32 apiece at the intermission. Fort Morgan had a 4-point lead after 3, leading by the score of 50-46, and were able to extend that lead all the way to a double-digit lead. They led by as many as 12 tonight, and won by the final score of 73-63. And the unofficial scoring totals tonight for the victorious Mustangs, T.J. Snyder and Nick Garver sharing the honors as far as point totals go. Both of them with 17 points tonight. Aaron Anderson had 9, 8 for Nevin McConnell, 6 for Tony Zwetzig. All of those were at the end of a fast break. 3 buckets for Tony tonight. 4 points for Aaron Mendez, a couple of big buckets there in the third quarter, and Scott Baker had 1 point, that obviously from the free throw line. Meanwhile, for the Warriors, 18 points for Nathan Harrison. He had 3 3-pointers in the first half and 1 in the second half to lead the Frederick team tonight with 18 points, also in double figures. Lucas Adams with 14 and Ryan Miller with 12. 6 points for Christian Martinez and 2 apiece for Chris Burgess, Dalton Hall, and Brady Dill for the Warriors. And what fun that game was tonight, Brayden.
Just a blast. It's great to see the Mustangs come out with a lot of intensity. As Coach Unrein said, they played fast all night long, and that's something is from a spectator standpoint, you just love to see a fast game of basketball, and that's exactly what we had tonight. Is the teams both went all out, and it was a good competition against 2 teams that were equally matched, and the Mustangs, I think, proved to the Mustang fans and the Morgan community that they are a good basketball team and they will not die, and they showed that tonight. They tend to bend and not break, and that's good to see.
Our post-game show is brought to you by High Plains Bank in Wiggins. They're easy to find at 502 Central Avenue, and they are a full-service bank, especially if you've got ag loan needs that you'd like to talk to them about. And the Coach Unrein talked about getting on a little bit of a run here. The Mustangs moved their record to 2-7. They've got another game tomorrow night against one of the teams that beat them earlier in the season, and they'd like to extend that tomorrow night in Brush. So we'll have, of course, both of those games, the girls and the boys games, tomorrow night from Brush on the radio. And John Beltran will be at the microphone for that, and it'll be right here on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs see if they can keep that roll going and build some momentum for this early part of the season. And
that'd be great for the Mustangs to come out and get some early confidence. And really, I feel if they pick up 2-3 more wins, they're going to be in a good chance to go to the playoffs and make the postseason, and then see what they can do in the postseason. This is kind of a mixed team as far as what we have for grade levels. We have some seniors and then a lot of underclassmen that look to step up and improve this team as we graduate seniors. But the seniors are really leading this team this year.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. Again, a lot of fun to see a Mustang victory, especially in convincing fashion. They built up some leads early that the Warriors were able to cut back into, but the Mustangs able to build that lead up at the end and then hang on to it at the time that counted the most, and that's when the final buzzer sounded. The final score again, 73-63, the Fort Morgan Mustang boys over the Frederick Warriors. Thanks again to Trenton Klemper for running things at the studio tonight, Ben Creighton for technical assistance here at the game site, and for Brayden Snyder for joining me on the broadcast and those post-game interviews. That's always fun to hear from the players and the coach at the end of the game. Thanks very much, Brayden.
Oh, no, thank you for the opportunity.
All right, we will have more basketball again tomorrow night. John Beltran will have the call of the Fort Morgan girls and boys at Brush, and once again, the Fort Morgan boys winning by 10, 73-63. I'm Alec Creighton. Have a good night.